Hello all and welcome to my channel where I'm just this random guy on YouTube with an accounting and a finance degree that's just trying to help you get better with finances and to build wealth. So in today's video, I'm going to do a video for my son. Listen guys, I have a 16-year-old son. He's a teenager now, got to do the first job. And if you guys have any kids, we all were teenagers once in our life, we understand that most of the advice that's given to us at that age, they don't listen. So I'm hoping to do this video to give my son a financial lesson, something that he can reflect on later on in the future. When he's older, he can just put this video on YouTube. Now, I don't know how long YouTube will be around, but hopefully long enough where my son could watch this video and learn some wisdom. Like I said, I tried now, he's not gonna listen. So guess what? I'm gonna do a video and you're gonna watch it. So here it is. Now you're a teenager, you got your little first job at McDonald's. You're excited. I see it in your eyes. I'm quite surprised that you're excited for working for McDonald's, but then I think about it as a kid, I wanted any type of job. Having some money is like an awesome feeling, and working at anywhere. And I tried too, multiple times to work in any fast food places, and they never hired me. I thought that was the first place you could go to get a job. But you now applied, got a job at McDonald's. This is your first job, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. Yes, right now the money you have, you feel like it's a lot because of course you're living under my roof, you have no bills, you have no responsibilities, and that's the life. I miss it. I wish I had it. But I want you to understand this. I already explained this to you once and I'm going to assist you on this because this decision we're gonna make from day one is gonna put you in a position to build massive wealth in the future. Hearing wealth as a teenager is something that you just don't want to do. You don't want to hear about because who wants to hear about retirement at the age of 16? But it's the muscles you are about to build from this day going forward that's going to allow you to build so much wealth. And it's going to allow you to enjoy life the way life should be enjoyed, which is not having money stress, not worrying about all these things in the future that you have no idea how you're going to handle, and being tied to a 9-to-5 for the rest of your life. So what we discussed was opening up an IRA, and you agreed, and I'm hopefully you have been sticking with it from the time you made this decision, which is to put some money in your IRA and pay yourself first. We discussed when you put $50, $75. It seems like a lot of money for you right now, but recognize this. You are now going into the first stage of your life, and this is the first time having a job, and this is the most money that you're seeing right now ever, that you're being responsible with. So if you're able to take care of the little money right now that you have, that will put you in a great position. So please continue putting money in your IRA account way past this first job. Always continue to save and invest. Always, especially save for anything that's really important to you in your life. Talked about buying a car. Speaking of cars, don't put yourself in bad positions where you're spending all your money in cars. Now you're at the age you're seeing all these people with all these cool cars, and we live in Florida. Florida is like you need a car to get around. But I'm gonna tell you this right now, and I learned this the hard way, but I was luckily able to just get out of this car, not become upside down, and get out of it. And as you know now, as you see, I have a car that's paid off, and we discussed this before, and mom's car is not completely paid off, but it's a very low payment. Do not get yourself tied in to a car loan. Car loans are the worst thing that you can have. At this point, the cars that you're gonna be driving, it's gonna be beat up cars. You don't really need any fancy car. But you wanna start now saving to buy yourself a car. If you save now to buy yourself your first car, a decent car, not like a broken down car, but a decent car, that trend will continue for the rest of your life. And you would never have a car payment. You see, because a car payment, man, is a depreciating asset. You do not want to have depreciating assets in your life, especially a car. A car can get very expensive, and a car is something that once you get into it, you feel like this is the best thing ever. And after a few months, man, the depreciation of the car goes down, and that feeling that you have of a brand new car is gonna go away. And people usually get in trouble because a few years later, now they want to get that same feeling again. They want to roll that car over to get a new car. And now you're just carrying negative equity for the rest of your life, and you're stuck paying a car payment. I know the amount of money I'm going to tell you now, you're probably going to laugh at it by the time you're in your 20s. But the average car payment for a new car has reached $1,000. $1,000 for a new car and $750 for a used car. So I need you to understand that the obsession with vehicles is going to get you in trouble. Now, let's get back to you having your first job. Now, we discussed when you're going to college, getting your degree. But I want you to understand when you're going to college, college is not something you just check off the list and say, I have it, and now you think you are entitled to just get a job as soon as you graduate college. That is the biggest problem that we're seeing currently right now in our society. People think as long as you just get yourself a college degree and you rack up so much debt, so much student loan debt in order to get this dream of yours of getting this high paying job, it doesn't work that way. I went to University of Central Florida, UCF, Go Knights, and my business class was like in the thousands. It was a massive amount of students, and that's just one school, okay? Yes, we're like the third biggest school in the nation, but that's just this one school that I'm competing with to get a job. So just because you got a degree doesn't mean you're gonna get this job. It's gonna be very difficult. So what I want you to do is treat school as a way to sharpen your skills and to educate yourself to either A, start your own business, or to get your first job and to be an asset. Not someone just going in there being entitled. We live in a society now where everyone feels so entitled and everyone just wants to be somewhere and just be comfortable. Yes, there was such a thing called quiet quitting, which is people just working and just saying, you know what, I had enough. I'm just gonna do just the bare minimum to just get enough to get by, and that's it, and I'm good. I don't want you to fall into any of those trends. I want you to just graduate college and please don't get massive amount of student loans. Yes, I will help you out with most of it, but a lot of it is going to be your decision. If you want to start flip-flopping degrees, you want to start doing all these things that I don't agree with, you're going to put yourself in a bad position, and I don't want you starting your career with massive amount of debt. Because currently in our society, people have, as I mentioned earlier, high car payments, and it's still paying student loans, and they're hoping that Joe Biden, our current president in this time, is going to relieve them from all their student loans. And it never happened. And it's a sad moment, but it never happened, and it never will happen. Never ever expect the government or anyone to bail you out. You need to be responsible for all the decisions that you make going on in your life. Now, you're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. You always beat yourself up when you make mistakes. And I always tell you, it's okay to make mistakes. It's what you do after the mistakes. Did you learn something, or are you going to do the same thing again? Making mistakes is the process of learning. It's just the way it's going to be. And I want you to understand that. So anything you do, any mistake you make, just learn from it and move on. So when you start your career and you start getting your job, remember, the job is a 9 to 5, okay? Don't make it a prison sentence where you're stuck there for the rest of your life having to work somewhere until the age of 60. You go there, you learn everything you can, any skill you can to either A, like I said earlier, start your own business, because that should be your main goal. I want you to try everything once. That was one of my biggest regrets. I was always afraid to try things because I was afraid of failure. But then the older I got, I recognized no one really cares about your failures, but just yourself. You're not a failure to someone else because you just went to school and things didn't work out, or you got fired from your job, or you left your job. You're not quitting a job. That's why I don't know. I kind of like the term people say he quit. I mean, you did leave to go to a new company, but you didn't quit. You outgrew the company. Oh yeah, with that being said, I want to add this because I forgot to add this because I'm not scripting here, okay? I'm talking from the top of my head, but this is something really important I want you to know. I learned a very valuable lesson working 9 to 5, and this lesson is do not confuse your boss, your workers as friends. They're not your friends. You work a 9 to 5 and you're there to bring money to the company. Your value brings money to the company. Once that goes away, they let you go. Don't matter that you're friends with the manager. It doesn't matter that you are great, with your team. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. So you need to keep that in mind. Doesn't mean you go to work and you become like an a-hole. That doesn't mean that. But I want you to understand, every day you go to work could be your last day. So you want to do the best that you can and put yourself in a position that if that day comes and they lay you off or they fire you or whatever the case may be, you have a backup plan. Because a lot of people to this day, believe it or not, don't even have $500 saved in their account. $500. Can you imagine how you're gonna survive if you get laid off on your job or you get fired if you don't even have $500 saved in your account? So by doing that, and I believe the statistics are 50% of the population does not even have $500 saved in their account. If you simply do that, you are the other 50% of society that's doing great. $500 is a low threshold. You can do that now with your little job you have in 2 paychecks. That's it. You can save $500 and save that money for the rest of your life. Of course, I want you to save more, but I'm just trying to explain to you the simplicity of it. So please, when you start a job, do not go there being friends, being like, you know what? I want to be nice because they're nice to me and that's like my friend. Don't do that. I've seen so many people in my career. I made that mistake. I've seen so many people in my career that moved up quickly and they did not make friends. They just networked with the people they need to network with and they just moved up. And as soon as things become stagnant and they don't want to give you raises and they don't want to give you promotions, you talk to them and let them know what your ambitions are, what your goals are, and where you want to be. If they cannot fulfill that, you leave and you go somewhere else. Because comfort is what's going to destroy you. If you remain comfortable in your position, you're going to go nowhere. Now, let me get to the investing part. Whatever job you have, I don't want to hear you don't got enough money because everyone starts out with no responsibilities. That's why I want you to build this wealth building from you're young. But as soon as you start a job, please put money into your 401k. Max that thing out. Now, I don't mean max out the limit of the 401k. I mean, whatever they match, dollar for dollar, I want you to put money into it. And the money you have left over, put in the IRA, which you started doing in your first job. Put extra money into your IRA. At this current moment, I don't know how this will be for you in the future. It might be higher because I feel like every few years, the income limit is going higher and higher for IRAs. It's $5,500. Just max that thing out, okay? Every year you set a certain amount of dollars to the side monthly and you do dollar average costs and you put money into these accounts continually. Continually you do that. And after you save for whatever you want to save for, you put money into investing and you do all these things, whatever is left, blow it. Spend it on all the things that you want to do. Every little thing. Don't delay this lifestyle that you want to have because you are strapped with student loans, strapped with credit card debt. You're just stuck in a house. You put yourself in a horrible position. I want you to go quietly, smoothly, and just handle things nice and easy and be patient. Just be extremely patient because I promise you, if you're patient, all the things that you do in your life will work out. You would have so much, at the age of 16, you put money in your IRA, you have so much money by the age of 30. You'll be so ahead of your peers. Yes, they might have great cars, they might go on great vacations and great houses, but I'm gonna tell you here, son, that stuff is all an illusion. It's all an illusion. It's not to be a hater. Some of them might be able to do it because they have a great job and did things the right way. But unfortunately, from the way things are in our current society, those people who do stuff like that, they're behind a lot on their bills. And I don't want you to be that person. So here it is, okay? Just be a good person. Always remain learning. Always remain disciplined. Always be courageous. And do not be afraid to try any challenges in your life. And I guarantee you, you will look in this video or you will most likely probably talk to me in the future and tell me thank you for doing these things that I'm telling you to do. And it sounds simple. To everybody, it sounds simple. But throughout time, everyone ends up in a bad position. They just do not follow these simple, easy steps to build wealth. And I do not want you to do that. Love you, son, and good luck.